Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillah, salatu Rasulullah. This is a video about Ergun Caner, who's an ex-Muslim supposedly, and he goes on TV shows, satellite shows, so on and so forth, talking about Islam and saying that he knows Islam and he left Islam and he's now, preaching and making people, Muslims, leave Islam. Now, from my experiences on YouTube and throughout since I've been Muslim, I've met many people who have left Islam. And usually their reason was that someone showed me something in a hadith or someone showed me this ayat from the Quran and I can't believe that this is from God. Oh my God. And this argument, this article by Ali Sina or this article by Sam Shamour or this article by so on and so forth. When we look and we analyze these claims and these people who are talking about Islam, you find that they're not that strong and easily refutable. And alhamdulillah, by the will of Allah, the brothers who are doing work on this and refuting these claims have gotten people to come back to Islam. And we're receiving some emails and comments from people saying they're coming back to the deen because they were first misguided by the arguments of such people. And now, alhamdulillah, people are coming and exposing these fake arguments and showing what these people really know. I don't want to make an attack to Ergun Caner personally, but if you're hiring someone to speak about something, for example, in high school or university about math, you should test his knowledge, right, about basics of math, and if he's good at, and if not, then he shouldn't have the job. Or if someone is working as a teacher, should be fired if he doesn't know the basics of math. Same thing for faith. And now it goes to show that TV channels and these shows, they just put anyone out there to just say anything, and these people would recur to any kind of things or any kind of tactics to be able to make people leave Islam. They would put out anyone there to speak and to claim that they know about Islam. So I had lots of experiences with this, and alhamdulillah, that you can never compare the amount of people who are converting from Christianity into Islam. You can never compare to the amount of people who are leaving Islam. Usually people are leaving Islam, just people who are never really being grounded in the faith, or there might be, I'm not saying that there's exceptions of intellectuals, but if you really look at it, people who are intellectual usually will come, they're researching about religion, they will choose Islam, and they and people have chosen Christianity. I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to make blank statements, but if you look at the amount of people converting into Islam, their level of knowledge, you would find that there's an overwhelming majority, there's an overwhelming difference between Islam and Christianity. People who leave Islam, you will not find, big scholars of Islam, or, like in the case of, Christianity, priests and pastors leaving, Christianity and coming to Islam throughout history. Now, you might find some people, again, exceptions there is, I'm not saying that, but usually the people, why people leave Islam is not because they'll say, oh my God, I felt that the Bible is proof, or, this is, undisputable proof. They'll say, I have a problem with Islam, or I don't understand this, or this, I don't find it to be, in Islam, and so on and so forth. And that is, usually people with lack of knowledge, and they will, be misguided by articles of such people as Ergun Caner, articles and videos and so on and so forth. And it's amazing how these people try to invite to their faith by going and recurring to such ridiculous arguments instead of trying to proving their faith from their own books and the miracles from their books and the infallibility of their book, right? They will try to go and talk about Muhammad this and Islam that and Allah this. And so let's hear the basics of Ergun Caner. If you were to be hired to do a talk show about Islam, let's see what he knows about the basic pillar of Islam, and that is the Shahada. And last time we checked with the kindergarten students at the Islamic school, they said something different, but let's hear him.
So that's why the Shahada, the central confession of Islam, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Muhammadullah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, there is only one God, Allah, and Muhammad is his final.
Last time we checked with them, these kindergarten kids, they told us that the testimony of faith, the Shahada, is Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Not Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. I don't know what he says there. It's a mix of Surah Al-Fatiha, the beginning chapter of the Quran. So, Mr. Ergun Caner does not know the difference between Shahada and the beginning two verses of Surah Al-Fatiha, which he, totally destroys. But, again, he goes on shows and he misguides people, and he is a missionary. And if he were to be mic'd according to my standards, and I'm sure a lot of people agree with me, he would be fired right now. Assalamu alaikum.